victims of violence claim Mamata did nothing for us.
दीदी से कुछ नहीं मदद मिला है, हमारा ममता दीदी से बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं मदद कर रहा है। जो कर रहा है मोदी जी का लोग ही कर रहा है।
ममता क्या, ममता तो कुछ नहीं दे रहा है। ममता क्या देगा? শুধু বলে পুলিশ যাও যাও, পুলিশের কি ইধার है?
বম ফুটালছে, পেট্রোল ঢালালছে, গ্যাস সিলিন্ডার সব বাস্ট করে দিয়েছে, বড় বড় বম চালালছে, ছোট ছোট বাচ্চা নিয়ে আমাদেরকে পালিয়ে আসতে হয়েছে।
Hargobindo Das and Chandan Das, a father-son duo, were butchered by a murderous mob. His entire family was forced to flee Murshidabad and take shelter in Jharkhand.
আমার দোকান পুড়িয়ে দিয়েছে, আর আমার কাকার ঘরের দরজাকে ভেঙে, আর আমার কাকার ছেলেকে টেনে বাড়িতে থেকে টেনে রাস্তায় সে ছেনে দিয়ে এবং ভুজালে দিয়ে কপিয়ে খুন করেছে।
It was probably the worst kept secret, but it's out now. You heard the plight of the Hindus in Murshidabad, and we have, remember, spoken about this extensively here on Nation Wants to Know. But today we have more answers to the questions that we were asking about the violence that took place in Murshidabad. The Mamata government repeatedly blamed outsiders for violence. They in fact also blamed the BSF. They even called it a conspiracy hatched by external elements to defame the state of West Bengal. But today the truth of Murshidabad exodus is out there in black and white. It appears it was actually insiders of Mamata's own party and not outsiders who were involved. According to the report, the violence which coincided with the passage of the Waqf Amendment Bill was deliberately targeted at members of the Hindu community. The panel has named two Trinamool Congress leaders in its explosive report: Amirul Islam, a TMC MLA, and Mehboob Alam, a TMC councillor, as being involved in the violence that shook the district last month. The committee's findings today completely contradict Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's earlier claim that the violence was the work of outsiders. Listen in.
আপনি বাংলাদেশের পরিস্থিতি জানেন না? বেঙ্গল ইজ দ্য বর্ডার অফ বাংলাদেশ, নেপাল, ভুটান, শ্রীলঙ্কা। আপনি ইউনুসের সাথে গোপন মিটিং করুন, চুক্তি করুন, দেশের ভালো হলে খুশি হব। কিন্তু আপনার প্ল্যানটা কি? আপনাদের প্ল্যানিংটা কি? কালকে আমি একটা এএনআই টুইট দেখলাম, হোম মিনিস্ট্রি সোর্সকে কোট করে বলেছে এইরকম করেই ওরা দেয়। তাকে আমি দোষ দিচ্ছি না, इसमें बांग्लादेश का हाथ है। अगर हाथ है तो इसको जमींदारी तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का है कि बीएसएफ बॉर्डर संभालते हैं, हम नहीं संभालते हैं।
वक़्फ़ बिल के ऊपर जो एजिटेशन था उसको फायदा उठा के वो बाहर से कंस्पिरेसी था, बाहर से बॉर्डर के उस पार से ये एलिगेशन आ रहा है, हमने प्रूफ डिमांड किया है, आकर वो हिंसा, वो गोलमाल बना दिया बंगाल को डिफेम करने के लिए। यही तो हम लोग कहना चाहते हैं।
So you heard the narrative that was peddled, that it is the job of the outsiders. The BSF was also in fact blamed. The TMC called it a conspiracy. But the report now exposes the lies that were peddled. The report exposes Team Mamata. These are some of the excerpts of what the victims told the fact-finding committee, that the West Bengal police did not respond. And take a look at the grab here. We are also telling you what the report says. This is what the report said about the police not responding. And this is what people said. Victim name Debrata Ghosh. They want permanent BSF camps and central armed forces for their own protection. The West Bengal police did not respond. The villager of Betbona called at 4 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, but police did not pick up the call. So they were relentlessly calling the police for help, but West Bengal police did not respond. Let's move on. Let's take a look at the second point. Councillor came with miscreants. They're talking about the local councillor. Local councillor Mehboob Alam came with the miscreants on the 11th of April 2025. MLA saw vandalism, went away. So the MLA was present there on Friday. He saw vandalism and went away, but the violence continued on 12th of April, Saturday. He was a mute spectator, the local councillor, the TMC councillor. Miscreants returned, set homes on fire. A man named Amirul Islam came back to the village and saw which houses were not attacked, and then the miscreants came and set fire to those houses. Take a look at how this network was operating. They were witnessing the houses that were not damaged, and then the next day the miscreants come there and set those houses that were not impacted on fire as well. And armed by the findings of this report, the BJP has now blamed Mamata Banerjee for instigating and abetting the Murshidabad riots. The BJP has gone as far as to directly accuse the Chief Minister of sponsoring violence as part of vote bank politics.
11 अप्रैल को मैं इसको एज इट इज रीड करना चाहता हूं. ऑल द अटैक्स वर कैरीड आउट ऑन द फ्राइडे 11th of April from 2 p.m. onwards under the instructions of local councillor Mehboob Alam, and police and administration done nothing. तो ममता जी, ये तो आपकी पार्टी के बहुत महबूब नजर आ रहे हैं, आपकी पार्टी के बड़े प्रिय नजर आ रहे हैं. ये बात अब फाइंडिंग्स में बिल्कुल साफ हो गई.
A Calcutta High Court appointed fact-finding committee has completely exposed the TMC government, and it has shown how the Murshidabad riots that took place in the name of Waqf were not spontaneous but sponsored, not organic but organized, and it was state-sponsored, state-protected, targeted violence against Hindus, which was led by no less than a TMC leader, Mehboob Alam. How the police remained inactive, how Hindus were specifically targeted. But on the other hand, what do we see? That Mamata Banerjee and her government has defended the rioters. So one thing is clear, TMC means तुष्टिकरण मुझे चाहिए.
So was all this done just for vote bank politics? This is the question that we are asking. Didi blamed outsiders to protect the vote bank. You can cast your vote and tell us what you think about the issue at Times Now on social media platform X, and we will reveal the results right after the debate. So let's open up the debate. Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose, a political analyst. We have Dr. Akashdeep Muni, also political analyst, Biki Saha, political analyst, and Badal Debnath, political analyst. Good evening to all of you. Mr. Debnath, I want to come to you first. Mamata Banerjee kept saying कि outsiders were brought, बाहर के लोगों ने आके किया है, ये conspiracy था. But the report says that the local councillor and TMC MLA were involved.
नहीं मैडम, पहले आपने जो रिपोर्ट दिखाया, हाईकोर्ट का जो रिपोर्ट आपने दिखाया, हाईकोर्ट का रिपोर्ट में और भी एक लाइन होना चाहिए था, जो बाहर से इतने सारे लोग और सेंट्रल एजेंसी का जो रिपोर्ट है और स्टेट एजेंसी का जो रिपोर्ट है, सेंट्रल एजेंसी मतलब होम मिनिस्टर का जो रिपोर्ट है, तो उसको से फंडिंग हुआ. बांग्लादेश से लोग यहाँ पर है. ममता दीदी जब एक सीएम जब कुछ कहते एक सभा में, तब आपको मानना चाहिए उनके पास कोई जानकारी है, और वो जानकारी कोई पार्टी से नहीं, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से होता है. और ये सेंट्रल एजेंसी का रिपोर्ट था, तो उसको से फंडिंग हुआ 20 करोड़ और एक पाथर के लिए 500 रुपया. बांग्लादेश में से जो लोग
वो लाइन होना चाहिए था आपके हिसाब से देवनाथ जी, लेकिन वो लाइन रिपोर्ट में नहीं है. रिपोर्ट में वही लाइन है जो विक्टिम से बातचीत करने के बाद फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमिटी को पता चली. एंड आई एम श्योर यू नो दैट द फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमिटी वाज अपॉइंटेड बाय द कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट. And if Mamata Banerjee had information through her administration or from other sources of the involvement, as you claim, of Bangladeshis and others, तो कुछ करना चाहिए था इस बारे में. आपने बीएसएफ को ब्लेम किया, लेकिन लोगों ने फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी से कहा कि बीएसएफ का परमानेंट कैंप होना चाहिए. अगर बीएसएफ हट जाएगी तो उनको डर लग रहा है कि फिर से अटैक हो जाएगा.
बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा, लेकिन जब अंदर आया एक 2000 लोग अंदर आया, झारखंड से कुछ लोग आया, बिहार से कुछ लोग आया, बांग्लादेश से कुछ लोग आया, अंदर कैसे आ गया और बाहर कैसे चले गए? सुनिए ना मैडम.
हाँ बोलिए.
फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी ने ये रिपोर्ट नहीं दिया बीएसएफ का गलती क्या है, लेकिन जो काउंसलर का जो वीडियो है, काउंसलर ने जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया, उन्होंने कहा मैं सुबह एक जगह में वार्ड में काम करने जाता, उस इलाका नाम कदमतला, और देखा कुछ बच्चे लोग बाहर से आ गए जो लोग को पहचानते नहीं है.
तो आप लोग पहले दिन से बोल रहे हैं आउटसाइडर्स. फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमिटी को कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूट किया है बादल देवनाथ जी. अब आप क्या कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट पर भी सवाल उठा रहे हैं? और जो आप आउटसाइडर कह रहे हैं, आई सून प्ले आउट दैट एक्सर्प्ट. आई विल सून प्ले आउट दैट एक्सर्प्ट फ्रॉम द रिपोर्ट, जहां पर विक्टिम्स ना 2-3 जगहों का नाम बता रहे हैं, जैसे शमशेरगंज, जो कि पश्चिम बंगाल में ही है, और भी 2-3 जगह है। उनका कहना है कि वहां से लोग आए, मास्क पहन के, चेहरा ढका हुआ था। सो द विक्टिम्स आर सेइंग ये सारे लोग पश्चिम बंगाल से ही आए थे। आप आउटसाइडर नैरेटिव पेडल किए जा रहे हैं। फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमिटी ने एक शब्द नहीं कहा ऑन आउटसाइडर्स। आई वांट टू ब्रिंग इन गोपाल कृष्ण अग्रवाल. गोपाल कृष्ण अग्रवाल, डिस्पाइट द रिपोर्ट, the TMC says this is BJP's conspiracy and that outsiders were involved. They are also going to the extent of blaming BSF once again. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, respond.
We have to, Swatiji, we have to understand that law and order is the responsibility of the state. And if the state has failed into that responsibility, it's the primary responsibility. And the report clearly says that the police, even after several calls to the police, they were not picking up the phone, they were not acting. Even water connections to the houses were disconnected so that the fire cannot be doused out. Out of 190 Hindu houses, 113 houses have been completely burned. Identified Hindu people were targeted, and Mahbub Alam was there with the conspirators and the attackers. So even after that, first thing is the primary responsibility of the state for law and order, protection of its citizens, protection of the people, protection and actions from the police is the primary responsibility of the state. Mamata Banerjee and the TMC government has completely failed into that one thing. Second is their own leaders, their own councillor, their own administration, their police lethargy is very much exposed in the SIT. Even if they don't want to accept this, what is the proof?
Okay, Mr. Devnath wants to come in. Devnath जी जल्दी से अपना काउंटर रखिए. I have to go across to other guests as well. चलिए एक सेकंड के लिए मैं अगर ये मान भी लूं कि आउटसाइडर्स इन्वॉल्व थे, आपकी पुलिस फोन क्यों नहीं उठा रही थी? लोगों ने फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी को कहा कि 2 दिन तक वो पुलिस को फोन करते रहे, लेकिन पुलिस ने फोन नहीं उठाया, उनकी हेल्प के लिए नहीं आए.
पानी के कनेक्शन किसने?
नहीं,
allow him to respond.
बाहर से नहीं मैडम, लोकल और बाहर से जब लोग आए, लोकल भी लोग था और 350 लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया, 355 लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया गया है. और उसके बाद भी मैं इनको एक लाइन कहना चाहता हूँ, कश्मीर में जो
तो डिग्री से जो लोग आए वो लोकल थे या बांग्लादेशी थे?
कश्मीर में पहलगाम में
एक मिनट, आप कश्मीर तक आप बाद में जाइए. आपने तो कश्मीर तक अपना डेलीगेशन भी भेज दिया, लेकिन मुर्शिदाबाद आपका डेलीगेशन नहीं जा पाया. आपका डेलीगेशन मुर्शिदाबाद नहीं जा पाया, आपका डेलीगेशन लेकिन कश्मीर जाएगा. I want to bring in Mr. Bose. One second, Mr. Bose, the victims, while speaking to the fact-finding committee, have said that the water connection was cut so that the fire could not be doused. Clothes were completely burnt. The women had nothing to wear. The temples were attacked as well. This was what was transpiring with the people of the Hindu community. It's very clear that one particular community was targeted. Now, why didn't the TMC speak about that? Was that for vote bank politics? What is your understanding?
Hi, Swati. Good evening. Swati, behind all this, we have the High Court report. This is not the first time such a report has come before us, the public of West Bengal, the public of India, the people of India. But, we have this report, and there's a deep element of concern beyond this report. When you have the state sponsoring these kind of riots, like what the report says, because it's part of the administration, the councillors, the MLAs who were mum, the chief minister, and even now Badal Devnath, he should be ashamed of himself. He still says it's an outsider's thing, and he builds in Pahalgam. When you have the state sponsoring these kind of, communal riots, there's something rotten happening in the state. And this is an issue of internal security. And I feel there should be an immediate interference by the center, because when internal security breaks down and there's a concerted effort by the state administration to hush it up, and a particular community is targeted, there's an exodus. This is a larger issue than just Murshidabad. It's an issue which is affecting the country, and we should look at it from that angle. Water connection is disconnected because the fire will, cannot be doused out. Hindus are targeted. Why is this happening in Bengal? Repeatedly, it is because of vote bank politics. It is a national issue. And I will, through your channel, request everyone that the center should immediately interfere in this and president's rule should be imposed in West Bengal.
Absolutely. And remember what was said back then, that this is happening as part of a protest. This is just a protest against Waqf. But that protest soon turned into an attack and assault on the Hindu community. I want to bring in Biki Saha. Biki Saha, TMC councillor, TMC MLA named in the report. So why shouldn't one arrive at the conclusion, like the BJP has, that this was state-sponsored?
Listen, very careful. It's not like that. It's already have passed 7-8 days. Our government have took care of the incident. The place is right now under control. And what the BJP and the others are telling, people of Bengal don't take them seriously.
It's a fact-finding committee report,
they know that BJP is the only political party who, fact-finding committee, with due respect, they have gone through some incidents. Of course, I believe that they have gone through some evidences and might be they have fallen short to get notified about the arrest. The arrest for more than 300. The area has completely taken care of our West Bengal Police.
If it was completely taken care of by the West Bengal Police, then it would not have happened. Because according to the victims, they kept on calling the police, but the West Bengal Police did not come for their help. According to the victims, Biki Saha, the local councillor came to their area with miscreants. So you can blame BJP all you want to, but today we are discussing the findings of a committee that was constituted by the Calcutta High Court.
Absolutely.
I will request you to kindly stop this sort of yellow journalism, this sort of propaganda you people are pushing through. So this is not right. A bad incident have happened, yes.
So just because now that the TMC councillor and the TMC MLA has been named, this becomes yellow journalism. So this is yellow journalism now because the TMC councillor and the MLA has been named and nobody is pushing any propaganda. This is a fact-finding committee report. For the nth time, I'm telling you, the fact-finding committee report, a committee that was constituted by the Calcutta High Court. Akashdeep Muni, so now let's point fingers towards the court. Let's question the committee members. Perhaps they are influenced. Let's arrive at that conclusion now.
Swati ji, the last thing that Trinamool Congress should say is that being in control. The gruesomeness of this particular incident came out in the fact-finding committee report of the Calcutta High Court. Just imagine not only water connection was destroyed, but the water tanks were destroyed so that water could not reach. They even cut off submersible pipes so that somebody could not switch on the pipes. Interestingly, before leaving, what they did is that they burned the clothes of women so that women should not come out of the burning houses. Just imagine the gruesomeness of the incident. And a person, 74-year-old person is killed and his son is hacked to death. And the person standing beside stays there to say that this person is dead. After he checks that this person is dead, then only the murderer leaves. This is the gruesomeness that has been influenced in Murshidabad. And I must say one thing. The Trinamool Congress is totally irresponsible. How can you say your councillor was there? Your MLA was there, and after your MLA was there, he left after seeing the violence, and another day, the violence continued.
Right.
So have you sacked your MLA? You have the police in your hand. Have you put your MLA and councillor behind bars? Yes or no? If no, then I think that you should resign.
Respond, Mr. Debnath. Mr. Debnath, respond.
मैडम ये जो झूठ जो आप लोग जो नेशनल चैनल पर दिखा रहे हैं ना,
क्या झूठ है? घर जलाए झूठ है? लोगों को घर छोड़कर भागना पड़ा झूठ है? नहीं, झूठ क्या है? फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी में जो लिखा है वो झूठ है? फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी की रिपोर्ट में जो लिखा है वो झूठ है? आप कह रहे हैं वो झूठ है?
बोलने दीजिए ना प्लीज मैडम।
तो फिर आप हम पे पहले इल्जाम लगाएंगे तो हम भी तो जवाब देंगे ना आपको।
मैं तो डिफेंस करूंगा ना, मैं मुझे बोलने दीजिए।
अरे तो डिफेंस फैक्ट पे
और
करोगे या
वहां पर
किसी भी
फैक्ट
बात
फाइंडिंग
पे
कमेटी
कर
ने
दोगे?
कहां पर लिखा है जो पर्षद ने दंगा किया?
क्या बोल
वहां पर
रहे
लिखा है पर्षद ने
उसमें
दंगा
साफ
किया।
विक्टिम का वर्जन लिखा है कि लोकल काउंसिलर मिसक्रिएंट्स के साथ वहां पर पहुंचा. व्हाट पार्ट आर यू नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
किया गया लोकल पुलिस के जो थाने में ज्योति जी इंचार्ज था उन सभी को सस्पेंड किया. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का पुलिस ने डीजी आई थी वहां पर क्या था?
तो फिर आउटसाइडर के पीछे छुपना बंद कीजिए ना. तो फिर आउटसाइडर नैरेटिव के पीछे छुपना बंद कर दीजिए.
लेकिन आप लोग ये जो चार
एडमिट कीजिए कि लोकल काउंसिलर इन्वॉल्व था, कि एमएलए वहां पर खड़ा था, एमएलए वहां से चला गया और वायलेंस कंटिन्यू हुआ. एडमिट कीजिए ना. स्टॉप हाइडिंग बिहाइंड द आउटसाइडर नैरेटिव.
ढूंढने का कोशिश कर रहा है. ये बिल्कुल गलत बात है. फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी का रिपोर्ट को आप गलत तरीके से देख रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. वो ग्रैब्स जो फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी ने अपनी रिपोर्ट में कहा है वो ग्रैब स्क्रीन पर चल रहा है सर. वो ग्रैब स्क्रीन पर चल रहा है. ये हमारा वर्जन नहीं है. स्टॉप हाइडिंग बिहाइंड ऑल दीज एक्सक्यूजेस. आई वांट टू ब्रिंग इन मिस्टर बोस दैट ग्रैब इज ऑन द स्क्रीन फॉर द व्यूअर्स एज वेल टू रीड what the victims have said. This is the version of the victims. And if TMC and if Mr. Debnath today is saying कि आप लोग झूठ बोल रहे हैं, then he is calling the victims liar and the fact-finding committee report. He is rejecting that. He is calling it a total lie.
Shameful, absolutely shameful, Swati. And I'm again saying, Mr. Debnath, the way he's defending this, shameless. You have a report, you have a fact-finding report, and this is before the High Court. It's it's a committee formed by the High Court. And the victims, we knew, the 500 families, they went to Malda and they took shelter there. And, there were, human rights organizations who were giving them relief. Those stories, if you would hear those stories, and when they went back, their houses were burned down. One particular community targeted, and now you have a report in black and white which says the Trinamool Congress MLAs, the councillors, they stood there and they orchestrated the whole thing while the administration kept quiet. This is state-sponsored. Resignation of the chief minister should immediately come in. Her head should hang in shame that a particular community has been targeted like an exodus. How can she still continue in that chair? Shameful the way Mr. Debnath is defending
Biki
this.
Saha, the question is what stopped the netas and the police from acting? Why was there a delay of weeks for the chief minister to go and meet the victims? Is the reason behind that just vote bank politics?
Madam,
Not at all. I don't believe that. It's a lame excuse you people are throwing on to our honorable chief minister. It's not at all a proper thing. The thing is, a massacre happened. I am telling you, our police have taken care of that. I don't believe that there is some involvement or any involvement of any political person of Trinamool Congress. But yes, honorable chief minister were busy. There was some previous programs for her, and when she got the news,
busy when Murshidabad was burning.
If you're remembering on that day when she got the news,
busy when Murshidabad was burning and people were pleading. People were pleading for help.
No. She have sent honorable DGP of West Bengal Police to the occupied space. Police was there in 24 hours. They have taken all the
police
control.
did not act. That is the biggest problem. That is the biggest problem in this case, that the police did not act. Mr. Biki Saha, you may have arrested people later. But the problem is that this was allowed to happen as per the victims. And I'm just quoting the victims' version, that this was allowed to take place. And that's why the question, why? Why was this allowed to take place? Just for vote bank politics. I want quickly Mr. Agarwal to come in. Quickly, before I wrap up.
Is that there is no remorse in Mamata Banerjee. She is hiding herself behind false statements, false narrative that their team is creating. Their corporations were involved. Police was not acting at that point of time. And there is a fact that 113 houses of Hindu people have been burnt. Command SIT has said that it was a pre-planned. They have clearly said that the whole Murshidabad violence is expected to be pre-planned. So, in addition to what SIT said, we cannot just have their political statements to compare them. This is nothing to do with BJP. It's SIT High Court has
Absolutely.
said
It's a
she has no
fact-finding
remorse.
committee that was constituted by the Calcutta High Court, which has tabled its report, which clearly talks about the involvement of a councillor and an MLA of the Trinamool Congress. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. That's all the time I have for the debate. Let's in fact now reveal the results of the survey, the poll survey that we did. The question that we asked was, Mamata Banerjee, Didi blamed outsiders to protect her vote bank, to protect M-vote. 92.3% people have voted yes, it was all for vote bank. But as per 7.7% people, the answer is no, that it was not for vote bank. With that, we're wrapping up this edition of Nation Wants to Know. There's a lot more lined up on the other side. Stay on with us.